Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am back after a while. There's a lot going on after my trip to Oregon. Work got crazy, then I got sick, and then peak season started, so I have not been able to record anything. So please forgive me because these two reading wrap ups are very late for both October and November. But I'll try to keep this as quick as possible because if I make it too long, for one, I'll start rambling, but also you'll lose interest, okay? Also, just as a reminder, okay, anything that I may have DNF'd or anything that I gave a low rating, it has to do with my opinion and my opinion alone, okay? If you want to chat about it, I'm open to it, but keep it cordial, you know? So the first two books that I read was Midnight of Ashes and The Dawn of Flames. Also, if you're hearing a noise in the background, that's because my heater is on because it's freezing in my house. Um, but yes, Midnight of Ashes and Dawn of Flames by Tessa Hale. I read Twilight of Embers in September. Loved it. They're also very short, very easy reads. So they're like good reads if you want to have a break in between like a large fantasy or like a complicated world or something. Like there's a plot. Don't get me wrong, there's plot, plenty of spice. Um, and they're just good old time, you know? They're fun. I want to get her werewolf series as well. But I'm biding my time for that because after Powell's, I pretty much was like, yeah, I'm on a buying ban after this because I spent way too much money and I need to get these credit cards down, baby, in this new year because So then the next one that I read was Wanted. Oh, by the way, both of those I gave 5 stars. Then I read Wanted by the Vampires by Erin Medford. Now this, look here, baby. I read these as like when I remember to, when I just want a silly, goofy time, when I just want spice with an inkling of a plot, you know? Because I gave this 3 stars. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about the main characters. They're just kind of like meh. Like none of them really has like chemistry with her, and I'm kind of annoyed. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I'm kind of annoyed that she picked. What is his name? I don't remember none of their names. That's how you know I'm just like, oh my god. I know her name is Piper, but I don't remember any of the male main characters because they just don't leave an impression. They just kind of like, and if they do leave an impression, usually it's something fucking negative. Like, they're usually like, I don't know, just annoying or childish or misogynistic. I'm like, okay. So yeah, this series, I'm like, I read it ever so rarely when I like remember that it exists. Um, and I really wish it was in the library so I wouldn't have to spend money to read it. To be honest, but like it's fine. You know, it's a silly goofy time or whatever. But it's not anything to call home about. So on to the next. Then we have Devil. Sorry, no, that's wrong. My Revenant by Ronan Marlowe. Girl, when I tell you this, eight, 5 stars, hands down, eight. Okay, the plot, the spice, like the consent. I was like, Dex, my man. Okay, now, like, I this one had me going through an emotional roller coaster. Okay, it was so good. Like, and I don't mean good like it's just hella drama for no reason. Like that's not what I mean. Like it's just like the progression of their relationship, dealing with both of their traumas, like the communication, like, and it was just, I love this book so much. Like I will be reading this entire series. I don't care. Like this author, they have my love, okay? Because baby, when I tell you this eats, okay, like that's all I can say. That's all I can say, really. But like Jonah was trying my patience sometimes because he was being so indecisive at times, and I was like, "Look, I need you to be like." Dex said exactly what I was thinking when he was like, "What do you want?" Because like, I'm not about to play this game with you. So either you tell me exactly what you want and you communicate it to me like a grown man that you are, or I'm gonna leave you alone because I'm not playing this with you. And I was like, oh, thank you. So, yes, I love, and I mean I love that book. Okay, I'm fiending, waiting for the next one, please. Then we had A Soul to Protect by Opal Rain. Again, 5 stars. This whole series, 6 stars. Okay, 6 bloody stars. All right, Nathir and Lynn's relationship. When I tell you, it hurt. Okay, like it was good, but they both are so like and she portrays trauma beautifully. Like it's not even like as like a shock factor or like to make them like this overly complex character and like all. No, like it's portrayed beautifully, and like the way like trauma response is portrayed beautifully, and like how to deal with it, and like oh, just their relationship, my heart. Ooh. Like honestly, this one, book one with Orpheus and Rhea, and book book 4 or 5, Gideon and Alaron. I forget which number they are. Uh oh wait, no, they're book 6. Gideon and Alaron, Orpheus and Rhea, Nathar and Lynn. Just they have my heart, okay? They have my heart, and I just like there's something about a quiet, broken little lad that I just like they do it for me. Yeah, I'm so happy that this series is not over. I've read the last one in the series. We'll get to that eventually. And I have words for that one. We'll talk about it then. Okay. But then after that, I read The Delver by Tiffany Roberts. Okay, I gave this one a 4.5 stars because, hear me out. I loved the Weaver. I loved the Vrix trilogy, or not the Vrix. Sorry, the Spider Mates trilogy, which has Katan, and then book 2 is Rakosh, and this is Urkult. Right? And who's the last one? I forget his name. Oh my gosh. Um, I can't remember his name. But him, I'm excited for his with Lacey. Okay. Ugh, so excited. But this one, I love Urquhart. Don't get me wrong. I love me a nice bulky male creature. You know, silent, brooding, but like protective. You know, a little sarcastic. I love that. Okay. And him and Callie's relationship, very cute, very beautiful, and it's very refreshing to have like female main characters when it comes to like aliens, you know, where they're not like it's this whole thing in the beginning where they're like repulsed and then they like you have to like learn to love them and all of the female main characters in these stories so far. They're scared of them at first because they're like, oh my god, an alien, but then they're like immediately like, okay, why are they kind of hot though? And I love that for them because it's a realistic response where you would kind of be like, wait, why is he kind of like, wait, he's kind of bulky, hold on, you know. So but the reason why I gave it 4.5 stars, despite all that, it was great. Plot, the conflict, you know, not the conflict, but the stress aspect of it was great. Okay, but there was one scene in there that gave me the ick, and it was about like I want to say about the 70% mark, and it just was so out of place and just so unnecessary to do. And it was related specifically to a spice scene where like it just felt the timing of it just felt so inappropriate and just out of place. Or I was like, that kind of gave me the ick. I don't want to spoil it. I already spoiled it kind of because I said like the 70% mark, but there's a lot of spice in here, so you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, for those who have read it, probably know what I'm talking about. If you gauged it, but like, yeah, that gave me the ick. So that's why it got 4.5 stars versus 5 stars like the other ones. So obviously after that, I kind of had a weird taste in my mouth. So then I read. I just needed like a silly, goofy time, you know, something quick, easy, whatever. So then I read Her Night at the Museum by Bryn Donovan. 5 stars. Perfect. When I tell you he was obsessed, I love it. From the moment he started, he was just like, "My lady, I'm right here, please." Like, okay, well, I know we have a male main character who's a virgin. I was like, oh, okay. Um, but yes, this one was very good. The plot was very easy. I love the insults that he was giving to the ex. Like, oh, he was eating him up with the roast. I was like, oh, okay, excuse me. But yes, the romance was perfect. The spice was perfect. The humor was perfect, and I love the fact that like even the the conflict behind it. Like I wish there was a little bit more reasoning behind like what happened that caused him to be that way, but or like more insight into like the friends feelings. But I do love that they kind of wrapped that up and they didn't leave that open. It still ended up being wrapped up. So that's I read that, and then these are pretty much the books that I started to read when I was in Oregon. So I read um these three next three books, sorry, is books that I read when I was in Oregon. So I have Holy Wrath by Victoria Myers. Um this one I gave, what did I give it? 4.5 stars as well. It like the slow burn. Ooh, I was and I was like, I love a good slow burn, but every time I read one, and right when they get to the kiss scene and someone comes in, and I'm like, off. They were 2 seconds away from their lips touching. Go away. Like it was like, oh, especially like someone who's actively fighting their sexuality, and it's like, oh, please. Um, but yes, the two main characters. I can't remember their names at the moment. But we'll just say the knight and the girl. We'll say the knight and the girl. Okay, their romantic entanglements is what I'll call it was just so fascinating to like read. And the fact that you have this random knight that is supposed to be quote unquote her enemy cares more about her than her fiance in the 3 hours that she's known her is crazy. Okay, and especially what was his name? I don't even remember his name. But the little creepazoid who was her fiance that literally had her flail herself to his excitement. Okay, and I was like, I knew he was a little freak. Okay, from the fact that he always dismisses her concerns and stuff. Because like the beginning of the book is trying to paint him as like, oh, this caring, loving man that like maybe not all men type of thing. I was like, no, he's a little creeper. I was like, no, I don't trust him. Like he's too nice, and like the way that he talks, he just constantly dismisses her concerns. So it was like it's not in a soothing way. Like with the night, it was like in a soothing manner, like where it was like, I understand you feel this way, and that's fair. This is my opinion, but you're entitled to how you feel. The fiance, he was more like, oh, well, I just think you're overreacting. I don't think it's that big of a deal. We should focus on other things. Like, it would he would constantly dismiss her. And he pissed me off so much, okay? Now, that being said, the rest of the plot, good. The only issue I have with this book was, like, partway, the ending, where I was like, it just felt kind of lackluster. Um, for the way that it was built up, I felt like it could have maybe used like maybe 100 more pages just to kind of have a little bit more explanation onto like the confrontation and like the what is the word climax. There you go. Like that could have used a little bit more something something, because it just kind of felt like that's it. And then the other thing was like, it just at the beginning the plot was kind of dragging a little bit, where I was like, okay, we're going through like her religious um you know breakdown, basically, because she was having a breakdown, and like understanding herself, and you know, trying to resist her own sense of self and deal with those feelings, and all that jazz. Okay, I totally understand that. But it was just like it was dragging, mama, and I was like, okay, I need something to happen. So like literally the scenes where the night would come in, I was like, thank God, because I knew that it was gonna have like more intrigue. Like I was gonna learn more. Like I learned more about the world with her scenes with the night than I did about the actual world building that she tried to do in the beginning and in between. If that makes sense. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's why I gave that 4.5. Then the next one I read, which I actually found at Powell's, which I'm so glad I picked it up because it was in the cozy fantasy area. It was Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland. Ugh! This author, love them. I will be reading anything they come out with that's a cozy fantasy from here on out. Okay, this 5 stars. It was so good. Okay, the found family, the slight tinge of romance in there that was like it was just enough, not too much, and like the flirty banter, like the grief, like overcoming grief, like it was just like mwah, it was beautiful. Okay, I loved it. Okay, I read that in one day. And then mind you, I started reading this in the middle of me reading my next book that I'm gonna mention, which was Get in My Swamp by GM Theory. Okay, look, I heard a lot of things about this, and I was still in a monster romance mood. So I was like, okay, and I wanted a silly, goofy time. I wanted low stakes, and I was in the mood for some spice. And at this point, when I was reading these, I had already shipped all of my books back home. So these were the only books I had to read. These three. Or sorry, no, these two, because I had packed Holy Wrath with the other books. So I could only read these or like go obviously read manhwa online or whatever. But I I see Shrek's appeal. So I was like, okay, I'll read this. I gave this 4.5 or 4.2, 4.5, something like that stars. It was good for what it was. Um, I wasn't expecting it to be literary genius. Not literary genius, that's a wrong phrase. I wasn't expecting it to be like it's not an epic fantasy or anything. Like it meant to be a silly, goofy time with a lot of spice. Okay. So I was not expecting much out of this. I will say, honestly, I could have lived without the spoiler, the incestual plotline with the ex fiance, and also the fact that um, she kind of cheated on her fiance, like, because it's like they didn't break up before she left. Okay, she just went missing, and then started her whole relationship with what's his name, Beck or something like that. So I was like, not great about that. Then a whole ancestral plot line, and then to add it where it was like he came back and then started to like blackmail her and stuff. Like, sir, be glad that I'm not telling the world that you're fucking your sister. Okay, like get out of my face. So that just felt so unnecessary. And ironically, the reason why this has such a high rating is not even I bought the omnibus version, so it has book 1 and 2 of Get in My Swamp, and then it has the wizard or warlock love story, which was with what was his name? I forget his name, but the one that was the voyeur, who was the exhibitionist voyeur, who owned that dude, and a new love interest that was introduced by what's her name? GM, I think her name was, which is fairy godmother. So, um, but their story was ironically much more interesting than uh back in what's her face's story, because yeah, that's the reason why this has 4.5 stars, because theirs was far more entertaining. But I've since unhauled this book. or not unhaul. I haven't sold it yet, but it's sitting in my unhaul pile because it was like I read it and I was gonna keep it for like memories, nostalgia, or not nostalgia, but like sentimental value from like me going to Powell's for the first time. But then I was like, I have so many other books that I brought from Powell's that I actually love, meaning like the S.L. Rowland ones. So I was like, I'm not gonna keep this. Somebody else can have this omnibus. Then after that, I read If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. This series, it's a part of a whole series because like it's this one, what is it? By the book, and the newest one I think is the Mulan retelling one. Oh, girl, all these are just they're meh. Like I haven't read the Mulan one, but so far the two that I've read, not impressive. I'm not gonna keep reading this series. They're just kind of like the romance is okay. Like it's just like a yeah. That's that's really the only opinion I can give you of this book. It's just or these books in this series. It's just meh, meh. So this is also sitting in my unhaul pile at the moment. And then we're just gonna move right on because baby, that's all I gotta say about that one. Then I read A Soul to Embrace by Opal Rain, my girly pop. Now look, this one I love the whole series. Again, whole series 6 stars. However, this one I gave 4.5 because Zyla was irritating me. Like it's like I and Jabez. Don't get me wrong, I still hate Jabez, but like I understand his behavior. Like him and Merrick are like you understand it, but you also are still annoyed with them because you're like that's not an excuse. So like like it. So it's like so, but Zyla, like at least Jabez was like, look, I know everyone's gonna hate me because of the stuff that I've done. I'm gonna apologize. I don't expect to be forgiven. Just know that I am sorry for what I did. Like, that's it. And it's like he understands like I'm not gonna change, but like I do regret doing those things. Like, which is like, okay, fine. We appreciate the honesty. Okay. Now Miss Zyla. She, granted, yes, she is naive. She is young for a Dustwalker. Okay, like all the other Dustwalkers in my head, mentally, they're like in their early 30s, except for maybe like Ingram and Alaron. They're probably like late 20s. Okay, and then like Orpheus, Merrick, and Faunus, they're in their 40s in my head, to be honest with you. Like they're in their 40s. Then you have like Nathir is also in his 40s, to be honest with you. Then you have Zyla. Zyla is like her early 20s, like barely 18 in my head. Like just emotionally, mentally, like she's like barely 18, early 20s, okay? And the fact that Jabez is like supposed to be what, like 35 or some shit, it. Mm. I was like, I had reservations about this relationship, even though neither of them age really, but like, still kind of. Um, yeah. She just the way that she reacted during spoiler alert during the family reunion pissed me off so bad because she is like one of those girls that like even though their partner is a piece of crap towards everyone, they're like, well, he's not like that to me, so I don't know what you're talking about, and you guys are being mean to him. What? Like, especially the way that she expects like Faunus and Orpheus to react to him. Like, girl, obviously him and Merrick are friends, but like all the other Dustwalkers, like even Ingram and Alaron, fine. Like he rescinded the order before they die, so like that's technically not his fault. I understand. They still are entitled to have their space. But Orpheus and Faunus, they can hate his guts for the rest of their life. They are entitled to that. Like they don't have to accept your man's because you like him. Like what? And like they are entitled to talk crap about Jabez because it's like and and the thing that's what pissed me off because like she was in the family reunion and literally screamed at everyone there talking about she don't care about their whatever he's done to them. What? Like, you're looking at multiple people who have literally been tortured several times. Like, Delora, Orpheus, Faunus, like, even Lindway. Like, he's killed all of them. Sorry, unalived you two, unalived. Okay, he's he's literally unalived them multiple times. Like, or has unalived their partners multiple times, or tortured them multiple times. Like, what are we talking about, girl? Like, and literally to the pack, to the degree that Faunus and Orpheus have PTSD. Like, what are you talking about? Like, girl, like, what are we talking about? Like, Orpheus has severe anxiety now, and you have Faunus who literally has PTSD. It almost caused him to unalive Mayumi because of it. Like, and you gonna sit there and scream in their face talking about you don't care what he's done to them. That was the worst thing you could have possibly said. Like, I understand you want to defend your man, but like, what made, and I was so happy that Raywin called her out on that, because it was like, girl, you sound so effing stupid right now. Like, what are you saying? Like, and even Raywin was like, look, Merrick's not a great prize either, but like, I understand the fact that he is a piece of crap. Like, and I don't defend him to people beyond a certain point because I know they're right. And I'm not gonna sit there and in the face of his victims and say, oh well, he's different around me, so you don't know what you're talking about. Girl. Like, so I was so happy she got her together like a little bit, because I was like, girl, you sound so dumb right now. And like, and again, I'm happy that Mayumi even came over and was like, whatever the Jabez got going on in his past ain't got nothing to do with the fact that he didn't have to do any of that. Like, what? Like, we all have trauma. Like, Orpheus has been severely traumatized, yet he didn't turn out like Jabez or Merrick. Faunus is severely traumatized. He's still sweet and nice. Like, even Ingram and Alaron, like literally all of the Dustwalkers and all of their partners are all traumatized in some way, shape, or form. And yet, we've all chosen to still be good people. So, like, that's not exactly an excuse, mama. Okay? But yes, we all acknowledge that trauma affects people differently. Okay? Okay? That's all I'll say about that. Okay? clearly, you can tell by how long I've talked about this. I had feelings. All right? But after that, okay, I started reading this one when I was in Portland's airport, because I actually got it from the Powell stand that was in the airport. Because again, I read when I read Curse Cocktails and Get in My Swamp. One of those was supposed to be, well, Curse Cocktails was supposed to be my plane read. Okay, and I read it early because I finished Get in My Swamp early. Now, then when I started reading Silver Queendom by Dan Cobalt in the airport. I finished it when I got home. That perfect follow up to A Soul to Embrace, because it was perfect. Okay, the heist, the plot, the little smidgen of romance, the humor. Girl, they were killing me when they were just dogging on Kat's ale. Like, and honestly, her ale sounded so nasty. Like, clovers, garlic, onions, girl. What are we talking about? Like, and the fact that everyone still drank it though was just so sweet, was so funny to me. Where they were like, they just refused to admit that it was nasty. And so it was like they just still kept drinking it. Even the fact that, what was his name? Oh gosh, what was the main character's name? I forget. But like the fact that he added it to like the Red Rooster and just like sell it, I'm like, sir, you must not care about this business at all. But people still drank it because it's cheap and they liked it. But and then the fact that I learned that Cat was for the girlies, I said, oh, okay. Like at first I was hoping there was gonna be something between her and what was his name? The big guy though. I was hoping there was gonna be romance there between them because they actually meshed really well. But then I was like, then it was like insinuated that Cat was for the girlies, and I said, okay. Like at first, I thought there was gonna be a little romantic inclination between her and the the duchess or princess they had to save. But no. Now, yeah, love that one. If I can find more from this author with like a similar plot line or like a similar premise, I would have read it 100%. This was a perfect standalone fantasy. Um, that's like a low stakes fantasy. Perfect. Mwah. Then after I got home, I ended up buying the next two books in the Tales of Andrea series, which is the series that Cursed Cocktails is part of. So I got Sword and Thistle by S.L. Rowland, obviously. This one, again, perfect. It took me a day and a half, not literally, but like it took me forever to realize that the main character in this book was in Cursed Cocktails until we saw what's his name, but the main character from book one. And I was like, oh my god, it's him! I didn't realize. I was so excited when I started reading. I said, oh my gosh, we're going to see the adventure that he left to go do. And so, and I was like, perfect. And just like the found family, the friendships, like it was just so, and again, the smidgen of romance, it was perfect. Oh, I loved it so much. 5 stars for this one, and 5 stars for the last one. Then next I went to the library. I checked this book out once before, but then I and didn't end up reading it because I wasn't in the mood for it quite yet, and work was crazy. But I actually was in the mood for it because I was like, now after I had came back from Oregon, I was in like a cozy fantasy, low stakes, low romance type of mood. Okay, so then I read This Princess Kills Monsters by Rai Herman. This book, like 5 stars. This book was so funny for no reason. Like, I was not expecting it to be as funny as it was. Like, I was like expecting, like a little chuckle here and there, like hee hee. No, this had me snorting. I was like, what is going on? But yes, the entirety of this plot was just perfection. Like, the fight scenes, the romance, humor, like the fact that it's a queer story. Ugh, I can't wait for this author to come. I really hope that they come out with like either another book in this world, or like something, of a similar cozy fantasy, like cozy comedy fantasy type of vibe. Then, after that, I read The Halfling's Harvest by S.L. Rowland. Again, another Tales of Andrea story. I'm waiting for the next one. I'm so excited for it. But this one, I gave it 5 stars, but it wasn't as good as book one and two, and I think it's because on this one he focused more on the romance, and it kind of was like meh for me. Like, their relationship was very cute, but I wish it would have been more so focused on like the business and like the competition and like preparing for that. And I think that's why it kind of was like meh for me. Like, and it was longer than the other two, which also might have felt like a drag to me. I'm not too sure, but like it was good, it was cute, and I do love the ending. But yeah, it was just like it was good, it just wasn't amazing like the other two. Then I wanted to read A Silly Goofy Time, so I read Bound by Isabel Taylor. This one was a Skullwalker, yeah, Skullwalker romance. Skullwalker cozy darkish romance, might I add. Like, it's a monster romance, but it's a little bit on the dark side, kind of, because literally the entire time he wants to, like, I mean, it's similar to like a Duskwalker romance. Like, the whole time he kind of wants to eat her, literally. But he's still kind of trying to decipher whether or not it's like eat or eat, So, like, their relationship was very cute. He was very simple. The little puppy ghost, he was so precious. Um, and I'm trying to think what else to say. I'm glad we figured out what happened to the friend, the god that was missing. And honestly, girl, she better than me. I would have said F that village. Because, like, even he was like, I don't understand why you still try to help them. Like, they treat you terribly. And even now, as you sacrificed yourself to me, you're talking shit about you. But, hey, whatever, it's your choice. Um, I also love, like, it was like the magic to make it so that they could go all the way, quote unquote. Was similar to Dustwalker magic, but it wasn't like a carbon copy. It was like, yeah, and it worked on more than one orifice. Like, you know, so that was good. So that was a good time. I'm kind of on the fence whether or not I want to unhaul this one because it was a good time. There is a series for obviously his other siblings. Um, but I don't know if it's good to the point of like the Dustwalker series where like I need to have all of them, or if it's like I know this book is not going to be in the library, so I don't have that as a form of recourse. But I'll probably end up reading it, the other ones. I'll hold on to it for now until I'm like, whatever. Then I have A Fated Vow by Amanda Aggie. This one, um, oh, the last one, by the way, I gave it like 5 stars. This one, I gave it like 4.5, maybe. Maybe. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't remember all that happened. Like, I remember the romance starting and like them setting up the house and all that. But once we got to the political intrigue, I forget what the hell the conflict was. Oh, I remember actually now. Why was he mad at her? That's the part I don't remember. I don't remember why he was mad at her, but I remember she's, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. She's his mate. His ex wife's soul is in her. Okay, so I said, well, I don't know. It just didn't like. It was okay. Their banter was kind of cute or whatever. Um, but yeah, it was just all right. Like, and I ended up reading like a preview of it before I even bought it, like a months prior. And the comedy aspect of it, because it was supposed to be like a dark comic or oh my god, a dark comedy romantasy type of thing. And yeah, there was like funny moments. It was pretty good in that regard, but beyond that, it was just kind of like, um, so yeah, I think I gave this one like I haven't officially rated it yet, but I'm just thinking what I'm going to rate it. Basically, just know everything beyond this point, most of it I didn't rate it. Everything from most of the stuff from November, I have not officially rated it yet. But this is probably what I'm going to give it as a rating. So that's going to be probably about 4 stars. It was maybe 3.5. It was just okay. Which is why it's in my unhaul pile right now. And then I had Fall at Once by Nora Everly. Um, again, I got it because it was at Target. They had like pretty sprayed edges. It was on sale, with their little 20% off discount or whatever the case may be. And I wanted something that was like fake dating, and I was like, the past month or so, I've been in like a fake dating type of mood. So I was like, okay, perfect, fake dating. Mama, they fake dated for about 2 pages, and then it was like, okay, we're dating for real now, and I was like, that's not what I wanted. Like, I wanted the slow burn fake dating, like the one where it's like they're recognizing their feelings for each other. There's like little tidbits of jealousy or like, protectiveness, possessiveness, like, very minor. These are all emotions that I like to experience minorly. But like I will say the ex was pissing me off. Like, he was so delusional because it's like, why are you trying to talk to me in this public bar to make it seem like you're not the bad person after you cheated on me and that I just found out about, and then trying to quote unquote make me understand your side? Boy, if you don't get out of my face, what are you talking about? Like, don't piss me off, because I was so happy she threw that drink in his face. Because what are you talking about? Like, you make no sense right now. Like, like I would have walked away from that conversation far sooner than she had. Like, girl, like, But yeah, um, it was like, you know, yeah, the romance was good. It was all right. It was cute or whatever. I'm honestly more interested on about the plot with the cousin and the baker, the secret baker guy. Um, but you know, it was okay. I gave it this one. I actually remember to rate. I gave it 3.5 stars. Then I read The Isle in the Silver Sea. 6 stars. It was so good. Oh, so good. The slow burn, the tension, the romance, the world building, plot. Oh, so good. Okay. Like, and I knew it. I knew it. I knew I sensed a little something something between, what is it? What is his name? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What is his name? Because I wrote it. I wrote it. Okay. That's what it was. I knew I sensed something between Hadi and Galath. Okay. I knew there was going to be a little something, something there. From the moment that Galath had that conversation with Vina and she asked, was he safe? And he hesitated. I said, oh, they schmoozing already. I said, oh, that means he got under his skin, baby. That means they're flirting. Either they're flirting or he's intrigued. Okay, because I was like, uh-huh. And then especially when Simran found Hari and she was like, has he hurt you? Has he this is that? He said no. He's been quite nice actually. I said, oh. I said, oh, they've been real close. I said, especially when he said, I got this, and went up to Galath and like basically forced him to remove the binding on him. I said, baby, he wrapped around his finger. I said, oh, okay, excuse me. I knew I peeped something with them. I was like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna be romantic prospects, aren't they? Aren't they? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. Okay. Then wait, I feel like I skipped something here. My thingies went out of order. Anyways, so then after that, not right. That's not the right order. Blah, 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 blah. Then after that, I read um, "Only for the Holidays" by Abiola Bello, which again, I was in a fake dating kind of mood. I wanted something a little romantical. And trust me, I was not intending to read holiday stuff, okay? But again, it was on sale. And fake dating or whatever. This one was YA. So it was more focused on the romance side. Again, another one of the exes pissing me off. Because it was like, I was like, sir, what do you mean we're on a break? What does that mean? And then you don't want to define the break. And I was like, in my head, I'm just thinking, like, okay, who is the person he wants to sleep with? Because clearly he wants to sleep with somebody, or he wants to be single, quote unquote, for his birthday, but reap all the benefits of having a girlfriend. Because she over here planning the party, baking the cake, all this. That's why I'm so glad, like, the main character asked her, like, well, girl, why are you still doing this? Because this is not your man no more. Like, and it was just the way that she was being so desperate for the ex. I was like, girl, he is dead weight. Let him go, please. Like, like he's already let you go. He don't care. He's only asking you ever any questions about his party. He's not asking how you are, how you're doing. He's asking, hey, when's the reservation coming? Hey, when's this not? You're an assistant. Like, God. But yeah, the romance in here. Oh, also his ex girlfriend. Hated her. Okay, like, and the fact that she kept trying so bad, like she was like the ex from Fall at Once that kept trying to talk to him and be like, I just need to explain myself. I just need to explain. I need you to understand, baby. I don't understand nothing. You cheated on me. What do I need to understand? And you cheated on me with my best friend on my birthday because I didn't give you attention. Like, what? In what world do you think I'm gonna take you back and forgive you and understand your actions? Like the best friend, you know, he at this point he was a victim. damn near, because he was barely lucid. Okay, he was drunk, and he admitted that. And I'm like, that also gave me the ick about her, because clearly she was more sober than him, because she clearly remembered, and he remembered only bits and pieces. So I said, oh, you just ew. So yeah, that made me mad as ever. Okay, and also you can tell she did it intentionally with the goal to hurt him, because of all the people she could have slept with that night, she slept with his best friend, who was barely lucid. Like, even though there was multiple people at that party, many who probably wouldn't have cared and probably would have slept with her. But like, what? And so I could not stand her. She should have got punched in the face, honestly. So I was grateful that people kept being mean to her the entirety of the book. Like, honestly. And I'm so glad that that miscommunication, or like the what she saw like at the party, they did not make that like pages worth of conflict. It was like they went right outside, they had a conversation, they squashed it, that was it. And I was like, mwah, thank you. Please. That was perfect. What did I read after that? I feel like I've read stuff in between there, but I've DNF'd a couple things and I don't remember what they are. I'll have to go and check. But then I finally finished reading, because I started reading Blood at the Roots. But oh, sorry, only for the holidays. I gave that, we'll say, 4.5 stars. It was alright. Then I finished Blood at the Roots by Ladarian Williams. That was a banger. 5 stars. I started it back in October or September. No, October, because I have it from the library. So I started it back in October. I put it down because I went on my trip and I didn't want to take any library books with me. And then I put it to the side while I was reading all of the, romance and low fantasy and all that jazz. This is an urban fantasy, urban, quote unquote, meaning black. Okay. So, but yes, it's a YA, but it's so good. The plot's good. The characters understandable. Their choices understandable. The mom don't like her. Spoiler alert. But yes, the plot so good. Okay. Then I read. Yeah, I'm missing a book. I finished. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm missing a book here. I knew I was missing something. Yeah, missing like 2 books. That's what I thought. Okay, back it up. Then after Blood of the Roots, I read Her Good Side by Rebecca Witherspoon. This one, again, I was still in the fake dating kind of mood. This one was more of the fake dating mood that I was looking for, where it was like a slow burn. They're helping each other out, and like they're understanding the feelings for one another, and like doing what works for them. Like, that was perfect. The romance itself was, like it could have used like a little bit more of a romantical feel. So I'm gonna give this one, like, again, I haven't officially rated it yet, but I'm gonna give this one probably 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Because I just felt like her breaking up with him to go on a date with the other dude was just so unnecessary, even though that was the plan eventually. But it just felt like, girl, you know you're in love with this boy. Go, just stay with him. Like, and the other one, you're not even excited about being with him. Like, you're thinking about your fake partner this whole time. Like, just stay. Like, it just felt so unnecessary. But yes, I'm glad they got back together. Then I read Soul Keeper by David Dalglish. Now, why nobody tell me this man eats? Okay, I read this on a whim. I was like, okay, honestly, what drew me in was that the font was big. So I said, oh, big font, okay. The font was big. It was an adventure, epic fantasy, or something, action fantasy, or something like that. It said, and I think it's a high fantasy or epic. I forget the difference. One of those. It's a fantasy. Immediately, this had me gripped. I said, oh, hold on. What do you mean, zombies? What do you mean? What do you mean, a moving man? What are you talking about? Like, and I was like, okay, hold on. And Devin has my heart. He's such a sweetie pie. He's so sweet. Oh my god. And the found family in here is so good. Sorry, that's me hitting the table. It is so good. The found family is so good. Literally to the point where, and these are all spoilers. Sorry. but you probably won't have any reference of these people until you see them in the book if you read it. But when like Tess Marie showed up at the house, I said, "Hey, girl, Tess Marie!" She came. Oh my god, I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, our family's growing." I was so excited. I was so happy. Like the found family in here, so good. Found family, the little smidgen of romance. That's like, I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end there, it was like 650 or something like that. That page. I said, "Excuse me, what? What just happened?" Thankfully, it didn't go that route. But I was like, I knew it was happening eventually, but I did not think it was gonna happen so suddenly and anticlimactically that I was like, "What?" So, but yes, we figured it out. Okay, I'm not gonna say what it was. We figured it out. Um, but yes, Devin is my little ookie pookie. He's so sweet. The found family in here is immaculate. The action, immaculate. The romance, perfect. Ah, it's so good. Also, Janice. I want to call him Janice so bad, but I'm pretty sure it's like Jonas. He is crazy. He is a serial killer. Okay, like, and I have an inkling that there's going to be romantic prospects between him and Adria. I believe her name is Devin's sister. I have a very strong inkling that there's going to be romantic inklings between them two. As don't ask me why, I just have it's in my gut. I feel it in my gut. Okay. Um, especially the way that they like banter. Yeah. Yeah. Then after that, I started to read. I was on my David Daglish high, and I started. Oh, these are one of the books I DNF'd actually. Legacy of Ash by, was it Matthew Ward? Was that his name? Hold on, let me double check. Yep, Matthew Ward. Okay. Um, it was. You had me until you lost me, baby. Look here. I've assessed that I can only read fantasies that have a max of 5 POVs by the main characters. I cannot read 7, 8 plus different POVs from side characters and the main characters and their mamas and the servants and the like, girl. I cannot. Then the main thing that like I was gonna push through because the plot actually had me interested, despite all of the annoying side characters that I was like, girl, I know this is important to the plot, kind of, but like I'd much rather just learn this information from the main characters. Anyways, the main reason why I DNF this is because they added the romantic relationship between Victor and Kalena. No, not Kalena. Is that her name? Is that her name? Yeah, Kalena. Yeah, I think so. Um, that just felt so unnecessary to me, and also ick, because he is how old and she is how old? Like she's like in her early 20s, and Victor is like his late 30s, I think, or something like that. Then you have the power imbalance of their relationship. Yes, they are both from highborn families, but um her family is out of favor right now. Like, and clearly she needs to marry somebody to like leave and elevate herself. So it was like it just I don't know, it gave me the ick. And I think why was I gonna say Praderi? No. I think what's the brother's name? Jossary and was it Alexandra? Yeah, I think it's not. I don't think it's Alexandra, but the witch. Okay, Jocelyn and the witch's relationship is also weird to me. Okay, um, yeah, no. So I promptly DNF'd it, which is annoying to me because I got book one from the library because I have book 2 and 3 in my library, in my personal library. So I had DNF'd book one from the public library, and then I took out book 2 and 3 from my personal library and put it in the unhaul pile because yeah, no. And then I had someone explain to kind of like give me like a spoiler for what's going to happen in the future. And it even turned me off even more off of reading it because I was like, ugh, I was hoping it wasn't going to go that route. And it did. And I was like, okay, never mind. So yeah. If they put it back in the library, maybe I'll circle back to it. But as of now, books 2 and 3 is leaving my library, and book 1 is going back to the library. Shame, because I got them for a good price. I got them for $5 and they're in pretty good condition. But anyways, then after that, I started reading David Daglish new release, which is, oh my gosh, hold on. Why am I forgetting the name of it? The Radiant King by David Daglish. Again, another one of his plots. Eating. Okay. I will say I'm kind of getting a little bit of the ick because I'm like, and this is my current read, so I'm not going to give a rating for it yet. But the ancestral connotations between Surreal and what's her name? The crazy sister. Oh my god, is she Kaluna? Oh, I'm sorry. I think I messed up the characters between Legacy of Ash and the Radiant King. I think Kaluna is. Let me check. Hold on. I got the book right next to me because I'm supposed to be reading. Serial. We have Farron, Serial, and is it Kalina? Kaluna. Okay, yeah. So Kaluna is actually from the Radiant King, not from Legacy of Ash. I forget the sister's name from Legacy of Ash. But yeah, Kaluna, for one, Kaluna and Eder, they're both nuts. Both of them. They're two sides of the same coin. Nuts. Okay. And I thought Kaluna was going to be this innocent little thing. For one, she pissed me off because I was like, why are you snitching? Then Eder, I was like, girl, what's going on? We have a whole cult right now. And then, yeah. Sariel and Farron, I really hope that it does not go in the direction of a love triangle between them with Isabel. Because, for one, Sariel already has his own romantic person. But I have a feeling the way that he is bantering him with Isabel, it feels like it's going to go in the direction where he starts to feel romantic feelings for her, or like at least attraction, and he's going to basically have a breakdown because he's like, I still love that other person and I don't want to leave her, but I can't have her because she's not going to live forever. So maybe I should move on with someone who is. Like, I really hope it doesn't do that. Because honestly, it seems like she's flirting with both of them, to be honest with you. Like, so I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel about that. I don't know. I really hope it does not go that way. If it does, I will have to DNF this series, even though I love it, because I cannot do love triangles. I hate them so much. Like, they're just not. They do nothing for me plot wise in the series. So I can't do that. Um, then I ended up reading last night while I was supposed to be reading The Radiant King. I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre finally. This has been in my TBR for a while. I've heard, I've heard a lot of good stuff. I've heard a lot of meh stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll give book 1 a try and see how I like it. I gave this 3 stars. It was it was good. It would have been a 4.5 star if they had not added incest. And I'm not giving a spoiler warning for that because I feel like people need to know. I probably could have looked it up and seen the spoiler or seen the content warnings for that on like Storygraph or something. But I thought it was just a dark romance in the sense that, like, he's clearly, short of a few marbles. No. There's that. He's violent, he's possessive, he's whatever, which is fine. Yeah, whatever, I can deal with that as dark romance. But the fact that he's her half brother, ick, and the fact that we did not talk about this longer than we should have. Okay, it was just like, oh, he's my half brother. Okay, and they moved on. Mama, we need to have a conversation about this. And the fact that it ends with them having 2 kids, I said, oh, ooh, these kids are gonna have health problems. Like, yuck. And that just gave me the ick. And I was like, and the plot was going so well. beyond that. I mean, I would have preferred, and I would have thought it more interesting if it had a plot twist where John was actually the one that was like doing stuff instead of it actually being Peter with Tina Bell. And because this is supposed to be a Peter Pan retelling, okay? The relationship between James, James Hook, and Wendy was, yeah, it was all right. It was cute or whatever. I do appreciate the fact that he respected her as a person and gave her the confidence to, you know, assert herself and didn't like overshadow her. You know, like he was protective and possessive, but he wasn't like coddling her. Like he very much enjoyed her speaking up for herself and like, fighting on her behalf and whatever, whatever. So, I do enjoy that. That pretty much. Oh, sorry, I'm going off base stuff. This is December, but sneak peek December. Sorry, I read this for December, so I just finished this last night. Before that, I did read Milo Ashby Needs a Bad Boy by Kay Sterling. 6 stars. Every single book that Kay Sterling writes, 6 stars. Like the men, excuse me, the partners, okay, because she's also written sapphic stuff before. Oh, they're always like obsessed. Okay, and they always love their partner. Like, and they love them before they even realize that they love them. It is amazing. And then it's like, because you get to like the 50% part of the book, and they're just like, yeah, we're getting married after this, just so you know. Like, they're like, in their head, they're like, okay, so we're getting married, right? Like, you're the love of my life, and I'm not going anywhere, so. And it's like, they're like that without even realizing that they're like that. We're like, they're professing everything but their love. And they're like, in their head, they're planning the white picket fence, the house, the kids, like, and then while they're talking, they're just like, yeah, I like you. And it's just like, mama, you love them. So, yeah, this is another one. It's the last book in the series for her, the Princess Take New York series. And before that, there was the Nanny series, and I love the Nanny series. And there was the Moon Murder Mysteries, with Nelson and McElrath. Though that trilogy, love that one too. Yeah, please do me a favor, go read Kay Sterling for me, so I can expand my trophies on my shelf, okay? Because the last couple of releases that she had, she has only done ebooks because, like, like the market is very expensive right now, and a lot of the authors that I love are switching to ebook only. And I do not have an e-reader. I read physically unless I am reading arcs, and arcs I will only read in browser. So that's a struggle for me. Um, is it a chosen struggle? Yes, but I choose it any day, anyhow. Yes, I know I can get a Kobo, but I don't want to e-read. I literally stare at a screen all day at work. I don't want to look at a screen when I'm reading. Okay, yes, do I read faster when I'm e-reading? Yes, but I don't. I still like having and smelling and holding like a physical book, and I like seeing them on my shelves, and I don't want to have to go back and buy a book because I liked it. Like, like it's just annoying to me. So, yeah. Now that I'm done rambling, that sums up my reading wrap up for both October and November and a little smidge of December. I will try and post December's one probably at the beginning of January because that'll be when peak season is over um, at work. But I do appreciate it if you managed to make it all the way to the end. I hope you're watching this at work as I do all my other book videos from my other favorite YouTubers. Um, and I do hope you come back and listen to me ramble again. But also do ensure that you follow me on my Pagebound account. I do post periodically on there. I update my reads, as well as do post in the forums to basically talk to Chisme with you, okay? So, or whoever is willing to talk to Chisme about a character they may hate, or someone they love, or stuff that makes no sense, whatever the case may be. But follow me on Pagebound. I can't wait to talk to you guys next time. Bye!